Hi, my name is Angela Antony, and I'm the CEO at Scoutible. Scoutible is a mobile game-based hiring platform, and I'm here to talk to you about how we help companies build world-class teams. In the US, 46% of hires fail. I spent 9 years at Harvard studying psychology, law, and business to unpack this problem of human talent misallocation. And it boils down to the fact that everyone, both candidates and employers, are making decisions based on the wrong data. On the candidate side, 80% of jobs aren't even advertised, so candidates never fully know their opportunity set. And on the company side, 89% of turnover is actually due to soft skill mismatch, not hard skills. Yet only hard skills that can be measured, such as number of years of work experience, are even listed on a resume. Well, can soft skills be measured? Yes, and in fact, one measurement of soft skills, cognitive assessments, are the single most accurate predictors of job performance across the board. These tests predict job performance 2 times better than interviews, 3 times better than work experience, and 4 times better than education level, yet no one is using them. And why is that? Well, these tests are long and grueling, they're expensive, and they can take days or weeks to administer and get results. And that's where we come in. Meet Scoutible. In just 20 minutes, our science-based mobile games measure and quantify soft skills to match perfect fit candidates to top jobs. So how does it work? Let's walk you through a real business example. So a growing company, say Cloudco, is looking to hire top salespeople. This is Cloudco's current sales team, all hired from great schools with relevant work experience, yet their performance varies considerably. If we look at Cloudco's actual sales metrics, Aiden is their clear top performer, and Cloudco wants more people like him. Yet they found that just hiring for people with Aiden's level of work experience or who went to the same school as Aiden has not resulted in performance like Aiden's. So they partner with Scoutible. In just 20 minutes, Cloudco's sales team plays our mobile game, and we uncover each person's unique cognitive and personality strengths. We can then identify the specific traits that distinguish Aiden from the average performers and the lower performers on his team. Distinguishing traits about Aiden may be things like his risk tolerance, his response to feedback, or his mental processing speed. These are all scientific traits that we measure through our game. So let's take a look at what Aiden and his team may see when they play. In our game, you find yourself transported to a mysterious world where you must overcome various challenges and mini-games to survive. And in each of these challenges, we're measuring a variety of skills, some of them obvious and some of them not. For example, in this lava cave, we're measuring things like your pattern recognition, your risk tolerance, and your working memory. In various interactions with other characters, we're measuring a litany of social skills, such as your emotional intelligence or your assertiveness. In this fishing game, we're measuring things like your response to feedback and your effort adjustment. And in this game, we're measuring things like your planning efficiency and your working memory retention as you traverse the room trying to avoid the trap doors. Our entire game's narrative is designed to organically distill meaningful traits through the player's aggregate of in-game behaviors. And after 20 minutes, you unlock what we term your cognitive fingerprint. So let's take a look at Aiden's. Scoutable's team of leading psychologists from Harvard, Stanford, and top gaming studios communicate all of the thousands of cognitive data points in the game back as the player's hustle, social, and bandwidth scores. This specific combination of hustle, social, and bandwidth allows Aiden to outperform in his role at Cloudco. For other roles, even within Cloudco, the top performer profile will look very different. Aiden's performance is contextualized by both his specific role and his company's culture. And finally, we take the predictive model based off of Aiden and cross-reference it against everyone on our platform who's played the game. We identified the talent that is most likely to perform like Aiden on the job. You can think about it a little bit like Moneyball for hiring, where we gate out all of the irrelevant signals, such as gender, education, race, etc., to focus only on the demonstrated predictors of job success. So a top match on our platform may look like this, or may look more like this. This is not diversity for diversity's sake. Focusing on the right data maximizes the company's potential to build a world-class team. So how do we make money? Companies like Cloudco pay us a one-time setup fee for creating the predictive model based on their top performers, and then a subscription for filtering inbound candidates against that model, or a sourcing fee for bringing undiscovered talent from elsewhere on our platform. But who can play? Scoutable's games are free for anyone to download and play to learn more about themselves and their own unique talents. So try us out. Companies sign up at Scoutible.com with the code TCDisrupt to get a free assessment of your team. And users, play the game, learn about yourself, and join our mission to unlock the next wave of human potential. Thank you.
All right, judges, is anyone here ready to start hiring this way?
I love this in theory, but I would love to hear if you've actually proven correlation between the scores you're getting in the games and performance in the job and success in the job.
Yeah, absolutely. So today is our first day of, it's our first official launch. So up until now, we've been in closed beta. We've been doing testing with groups in the, like low hundreds of thousands of people. And what we're doing is we're having people play the game and then also take the traditional measures of these traits. And we're finding that our measurements on these traits through the game correlate very strongly with the traditional measures.
But you said job success was actually
Exactly.
what you were trying to create. So have you been able to do correlation with whether they get promoted or if they stay employed?
Absolutely. So we know that actually producing those results is imperative to engendering trust in this system. So what we're doing right now is we're running pilots with larger organizations for whom, one department may be thousands of people, and we're correlating with a performance metric that they give us that defines top performers objectively. So for example, if you're hiring for salespeople, a performance metric may be something like, gross sales or, percent over goal, that sort of thing. So we want to make sure that the candidates screened through our platform perform at the level of their top performers or even better.
How do you prevent people from gaming your game?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've built into the game actual ways to cheat or game the game that we can actually detect. So that's actually a metric that
Uncheatable game.
No, it's definitely not uncheatable. So for example, if you were to create a very robust Scoutable profile where every time you play, you hand it to your friend and have them play on your behalf. That's more difficult. We would recommend to you a job that your friend would be great at. But for example, if you play and then in one play session, someone else plays the game, we've actually found that in our data we can detect that.
And do you think this is better for a certain type of job? So sales feels like a great application of a game leading to the job because there's a competitiveness amongst the sales team. This doesn't apply to industries with super hard skills, or it's just testing the soft skills in those industries. How do you think about that?
Sure. We're primarily testing for soft skills, yes, but we're focusing on roles with objective performance metrics. Sales is a great example. We've had interest from financial firms where a key performance indicator may be things like a trading portfolio or assets under management, because then we can define top performers objectively. And after we build out the models and prove out the model using these types of roles, we want to move into roles that are more, where top performance may be more qualitative or subjective, and see how well we can predict those as well.
As you mentioned you're launching today, congratulations.
Thank you.
As you think about going to market, are you specifically focusing then on sales types of roles, or what is that strategy in terms of getting the initial users onto the platform?
Yeah, so initially right now, again, it's roles that have objective performance metrics. So sales has been a very easy use case for people to see, and like I mentioned, financial organizations. But we're actually even running a pilot with the Mavericks basketball team to see if we can create success profiles in an athletic context. So we're learning a lot right now in this sort of beta period about where our model is the most predictive.
Have you thought about other biases that the games might introduce to the hiring practice. So for example, on average, young people are probably much more comfortable and familiar with playing games than older people.
Sure.
And so is it possible that those biases might outweigh the benefits of the game data?
Sure, so that's one we've thought a lot about. There actually is no advantage to being familiar with games or not being familiar with games. Even among a younger demographic, there's a lot of people who don't play games regularly on their phone. And so we built in signals in the game that let us know your comfort with traditional game tropes or just basic game dexterity on your phone. And that's data points that we use in our models to calibrate for familiarity with games.
What's the defensibility of your business in terms of IP? Because let's say you're successful and there's a quick fast follower, of which there are likely to be many. What keeps you ahead of the pack?
Sure. So our games are patent pending. But even more than that, I think what's important is that we think we've created the first frictionless platform for people to get measured on these traits. A lot of our competitors use more like laboratory-based or clinical feeling tests. And we think that creates a large friction point to actually getting people to try the game and learn about themselves in this way and become part of the talent pool that we can use for our enterprise clients to bring them talent that they may not have otherwise been exposed to. And we think by being the first to market on that element and being able to measure a lot of people on these sort of traits that they've perhaps never been measured before and never applied to the hiring market in this way, we're creating one of the first databases of this kind of information, and we hope that over time we'll find more and more ways of bringing value to both the people joining our platform as well as the companies joining our platform early.
Do you think you have to go directly to employers, or do you think you could partner with recruiting software that already has a lot of employers installed?
Right, so right now we're working directly with employers because they have the performance metrics that we can use to build a really robust model. And then over time, we're going to try and test out different partnership models where, even if you didn't have those metrics, if there are ways to build the models predictively, we can move in that direction.
Great, well, we are out of time. Let's give it up one more time for Scoutible.